Hello, welcome to Dave's Vegan Kitchen. Today we're going to try making some seitan. This is our first try, so I thought we'd just film it and have some fun. So we just went and got a couple of basic recipes, had a quick look at them, and got the idea that seitan is a wheat gluten dough that we are going to make up, and you can prepare it in a number of different ways. I think we're going to be making a broth and be boiling it in the broth like a dumpling to get that texture that we're looking for in a meaty substitute kind of meat. So the broth will give the flavor, and the wheat gluten, which is, you can use flour to begin with, or you just get the concentrated wheat gluten for the main ingredient there. So what we had to do is get our recipe list and prepare our ingredients. A lot of people have an aversion to gluten, so you have to be aware of what gluten is. Gluten is basically the sticky substance that makes dough stick together, and it comes from the outside of the wheat kernel, and it is a natural substance. Some people might be having problems with it health-wise. There are some people with allergies, so for sure if you have an allergy to gluten, you shouldn't be having this one because it's concentrating on the gluten. But it's very important to have non-GMO and organic. So that's what we do. We spend a lot of effort sourcing organic ingredients because a lot of people can't handle wheat and other baked good products because they're using non-organic flour. And unfortunately there's more non-organic, more chemically laden flour out there than there is organic kind. So you really have to make an effort to find the organic kind, and it's just so much better for you. And you'll be able to not have a lot of the problems associated with ingesting those chemicals. Alright, so we have this time we've got the Anthony's Premium Vital Wheat Gluten, okay, and that's the main ingredient. And you go 4:1 ratio with some chickpea flour here, and this is organic chickpea flour. Okay, and then what's interesting is pretty much all flour will say it's non-GMO because there's just not GMO varieties of flour out there. So everyone can say, oh, it's non-GMO. That's not such a big deal. The big deal is organic. And it really is quite hard to find any kind of flour or cereal that is organic, that hasn't been cultivated with chemicals. So enough about that. So first we're going to prepare our dough. And I have my mixer for that. But here's some of the other ingredients you'll need. So we're going to have a white onion, a large one, some oil. We have you can use olive oil, or I even have some nice organic toasted sesame oil there. We have some garlic, minced garlic, which I like. Some nooch flakes, nutritional yeast flakes, some veggie broth, tomato paste. In this case we don't have any tomato paste, we have some just pasta sauce, that's the same thing. Also some paprika, a little bit of salt, that's optional too. Some ground pepper, optional. Liquid smoke, if you want that smoky flavor at the end, because we're going for a meat-like substitute. And also some soy sauce, shoyu, or in this case we have organic soy sauce here, so kikkoman. Very good. So pretty much everything we need right here. I am going to just push my stuff back out of the way here and grab my mixer. Okay. Alright. And here he is. Okay, I don't normally have him up on my board there. Okay. Now it's been a while since you've used your mixer. Give it a clean out there and make sure there's no little dust bunnies. It hasn't been too long since I've used that one. Alright. So how much to make? Whenever I'm doing a baking of bread, I always tend to make a lot. Too much there. But we will see. So let's start off with 1 cup vital wheat gluten. Hey, and that's not very much. Now remember, when you make this, you can also make a lot and you can freeze it or keep it for a long period of time in your fridge. Now let's see, what other ingredients? There, let's do a 2-cup batch, because that'll be fun. That was slightly less than a whole cup. There we go. Let's even that out. Okay, now I'm going for a 1/4 cup. Actually, not a quarter, 1/2 cup now, because it's 4:1 of my chickpea flour. And let's just use this one pretty quick. Boom.
Hey, you guys want to look at this real quick?
Yeah, do you want to look at something?
Alright. Now, one thing they don't necessarily recommend, I tend to do when I'm baking, is throw a little bit of my baker's yeast in there. Make it a little bit fluffier. Okay, so I can use some water now. Okay, just mix this for you. I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, you can hear my mixer doing it hard out of here. I'm going to throw a little bit of vegetable stock here. Okay, so I can start infusing the flavor a little bit. I often put vegetable broth in. That's a bit loud. I often put vegetable broth in when I'm making my bread products. Okay. And this is sticky. My machine is working so hard because this is all the sticky part of the wheat gluten there. Another thing we might need is a little bit of oil in there. But let's just see how we go with this liquid. Tiny tad, a little bit of oil. That literally lubricates things and gets them moving a little bit more. Oh, it's going to break my machine. Let's get a little bit more liquid. Okay, it's going to need a little bit of my help here. Oh, see, we've got like one big lump there. Pretty spongy. What? Oh, look, I can't even tear it apart. Okay. I don't even know how much more my machine can do. Now, most recipes actually say do this by hand, but me, I always like to use my machine if I can. Okay. Alright. Let's see where we got with that. This is definitely the stickiest kind of a dough I've had to make. It came off cleanly though. So there we have it. Let's have a look in there. You can see it's a little bit lumpy. And I'm going to just throw that on a plate here. Set that aside and let's see what happens to it. Now I did kind of add a little bit too much moisture at the end. And my hands are clean, of course. Okay, I'm going to smush them together. I'm going to set them aside. Just going to let it do its thing, rise over there. Alright, while I'm at it, I'll just wash my mixing bowl, put it on the soak cycle. My mixer for another job well done. Now some people will bake seitan, but we're going to do a broth now. So let me just reposition you guys a little bit down here. And we're going to have a look at our mixing bowl. So we're just going to put a little bit of oil on the bottom of this. And I've got a brand new toasted sesame oil here. Tough, aren't you? There we go. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Go like a tablespoon or so. Get my heat going. Chop up my onion. Alright, so I'm going to just dice this up real small and fine. Okay. The finer the better for this one. that's quite the quantity there. Okay, surprisingly, it's enough, a little bit of heat in there already. Okay, so we're going to brown these, or get them a little translucent. Okay, nice. Okay, you should be able to hear that sizzling away. This won't take long, a minute or so. Alright, and the reason I'm not using a fry pan for this is because we're going to be making a broth, and we're going to be sending these little Seitan balls into the jacuzzi, into the swimming pool, and it's going to have a nice deep swim. And I guess I could start adding some of the other ingredients, just saving time. They all end up at the same place at the end, but you know, when it comes to cooking time, well, this is getting hotter now, so it's cooking faster. Apply myself a little teaspoon of some garlic. Boom, all of that, big heap of garlic. No problem at all. And this is where we get all of our flavors starting to come together. So, paprika, this is a nice spicy and gives you that barbecue-y flavor. Now salt, I'm very kind of wary of adding any salt, because that's, bam, instant weight gain. So let's just go a little bit of organic shoyu. I think I'm just going to have to go down a little bit on that. It's guaranteed this will have salt in it. Really, I kind of want the liquid in here to help with my cooking process too. Stirring that around, that's pretty good there. I don't want to burn it, so I'm watching my flavors. Oil. Pepper. Am I going to want liquid smoke? Yeah. A little bit. It's really easy to overdo it on that one. Just a little splash. We're getting there. It's looking pretty nice. Okay, so maybe a little tomato paste. Now sometimes the tomato can dominate if you use too much of it. better than just all salty flavors. Okay, now I'm losing my sizzle. I've cooled it down with that tomato. How much broth do I need to get my guys swimming here? That is a good question. So they say up to 6 cups of broth. I don't think we're going to need that much. So let's fire up the heat all the way. Okay, give you guys a little peek at what's going on in here. Alright, it's kind of running to the low side of that pot. But you can see there, it's just, you know, sauteed veggies, garlic. Liquid smoke in there, I can smell that. Paprika, I can smell that. You can always add a little bit more later. But the instant we put the dough in here, it's going to suck in its initial amount of the stock, of the broth, and that will be pretty much the flavor that we are assigning to it. You can always add sauces on later, but if you want it to have intrinsic, internalized flavor, you want to make a much more concentrated flavor in the stock that you're going to be boiling the seitan in, because it will take on just a fraction of that, or a more diluted version. Okay, so we're getting as cooked here as we can get without really burning. It's time for some vegetable stock. And this is a little bit more concentrated than the stuff I'm used to, the vegetable broth. So I can probably cut this with a little bit of water. Alright. Well, I might as well put it all in there, so it's like about a cup and a half. And then I'll probably just add a little, I can add more broth, or I can add water. So we're going to try and get this boiling. So meanwhile, I've done my a little trick here with the yeast. I don't even know if that'll make a difference, but it might. I've kind of got a little bit of inconsistency here with my dough because I added that extra bit of liquid right at the end there. So I've got some really wet dough, and then I've got some real hard parts. Not too bad, not too wet. This will be expanding and taking on that flavor. Now the thing is with proofing any dough that has yeast in it, you want to usually give it about 40 minutes to an hour, up to 10 hours in the case of sourdough bread. But now we want to cook this as soon as we're got enough heat over here. So we'll be doing that. You know, I guess I could cook half now and half later, couldn't I? Boom. Oh, why not? Okay. Half. Oh man, that's hard to cut. Let's throw it over here. Can't even cut it on the plate. Oh, that's awesome. That's got some chewiness to it. Alright, so just for this demonstration, I'm going to be putting half away for later. Oh, we are boiling here. It's not really deep enough to swim these guys, to fully immerse them. Is that a problem? Maybe not. How can I make it deeper? I could go for a smaller volume pot. Oh, now watch out now. Hot liquids. Very dangerous. Okay. Alright, that's cheating a little bit, but hey, why not? This is Dave's Vegan Kitchen. We do it the easy way whenever possible. A little lid would bring that to a little faster. Okay, so this is the super concentrated version. I haven't dumbed it down at all. I haven't added any water, even though it's kind of tempting to. I could add a lot more broth. Let's see what I have on hand, just in case. Need to do a last minute entry. Okay, well here's the normal veggie broth I use. It's a little bit weaker, more water-like. Better than adding water. I'm just going to by eyeball what I want to end up with. And also because I may be soaking up a lot of the liquid with my dough, and I don't want to end up with a dry puddle at the end. So I want to have enough liquid, an abundance of liquid, so it can actually cook everything that needs to be cooked. Alright, we're still on high heat. I've got a lovely dark red broth there. Gonna carefully show it to you guys. Oh, red broth. Alright, any minute now we'll be taking these guys for a swim. Now I'm going to turn my handle out of the way so I don't knock it. So at some point we have to we'll cut this seitans into little, you can see there's a difference in color there. I guess we want little balls. Maybe little strips. Let's just do little strips like that. Let's see how they cook up. Now I've eaten plenty of seitan, but I've never cooked it before, so we are winging it. Some people bake it, some people fry it. I guess you cook it first, you can boil it, and then you can bake it later. I do want to have some bigger chunks just to see how, you know, maybe it cooks from the outside in. Maybe you can make little round balls. Let's do some little round balls. Okay, we are actually boiling on this side. Let's do a bigger one. Okay, so going for a little swim here. I think for this bit, I want to bring you guys in for a nice close-up. Okay, so if we're moving the camera around. All right. Hi Angie, thanks for watching. Alright, we're going to take these little guys for a swim. I guess I don't want any splashbacks, so I'll use my nabbers. I'm going to put the biggest one in first, and I'll let him swim the longest. Alright. There's a big chunk there. I kind of like the shape of that one. I'm going to put him in there. Well, this is amazing. I'm going to end up with something. Alright, so now we're just going to toss these all in. I guess there's a little bit of a danger of some of them sticking together, but now I wonder what I was meant to do with the nooch. Oh, that's a funny question. Yeah, I don't know what I meant to do with the nooch. But I'm going to do a couple of experiments here. I'm going to crust my Seitan on the outside here. Oh, looking good over there. Something's going on. Here we go, a nooch crusted Seitan. It's a ball. You see now, my liquid's filling up pretty quick here. So maybe I'm going to cheat a little. I've been known to cheat. A little bit more liquid. I know it's cooled us down a bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Yeah, that kind of cooled off our action there a bit. Little cute guy. Okay, I'm doing the rest. Nooch covered. Might make more of a crust or outside. Alright, so we're definitely got something there, so I can check how some of these other guys are doing. I could use my little spoon here. That's the big ball we had in the beginning, and I guess it might be hard to overcook these. So they're all having a nice little swim over there. And then remember, we had all this other batch here. Look at that. I'm just going to chop those up and get them ready. I need something to do. Boom. There you go. Sit on that little bit of nooch. If you miss chopping meat up, you'll enjoy chopping this Seitan up. It's really got texture. You know, tofu doesn't give up much of resistance, but this stuff sure does. Oh, so gummy, gooey, and yummy. So, vegans eat meat. Our meat is just plant-based. It's not animal-based. Look at these. Now, when you're trying to simulate a different kind of meat, like a chicken or fish, you can probably do some stuff with the textures there. This is looking like kind of a deep-fried chicken here, isn't it? Look at that. Well, here's one that we did. Looks like it had the nooch crust on it. Lovely. Not in a rush to get these out of there, but you guys might be in a rush to see them. So let's pull a few out. Let's see how we're doing. All right. I can always pop them back in if I want. Giant chunks of boiled Seitan here. Remember, this can just be the beginning of the cooking. We can stir fry these and bake them. Put them on a bed of quinoa. Throw it in with pasta. Cook it up in a stew. In fact, I'm going to take this whole batch out for now. Just so you can see how much I made. Crikey. My wife's just on the pure salad this month, so I guess I'll just have to eat all these. Sorry, honey. Okay, maybe she's going to make some adjustments to her diet regimen for this. Oh, okay, you guys can't even see that there. Look at this. Okay. Let me just adjust you guys a little bit there. Check it out. So I think that's everything from in there. Hey, batch 2 is going in. Boom. I got no patience. That's just all in. Very good. Alright, one final thing, guys. We'll give her a little taste test for you. Okay. Alright. Which one will we go for? The one right in the middle. One looks like a little medallion. And we are gonna cut that. Now it looks a little bit meat like, oh, where are you? There. Okay. Did I cook it enough? We'll find out. Okay. Sorry, guys. Taste test. Undercooked. Chewy as all get out. So we're gonna have to cook these maybe twice as long. If I didn't die, I can taste the taste. It's super chewy. It's on the, if anything, underdone side. Come here. No. Oh. Man, it's chewy. And all the seitan I've ever eaten has always been stewed up as part of a big stewed thing. That might just be how it is. Might be fine. They'll cook longer. Yep. We can cook it. So what we'll do with these, as part of the experiment, is we'll bake them. Alright. So while we're at it, we'll let the top ones go a bit longer. Okay, so bake time. 25 minutes. Bake temperature 365. Olive oil there. Okay. Now you can always add more sauces, more flavors to these as you go. For instance, I could dribble a little more shoyu on there. I could put a little bit of our tomato paste in there. I'm just going to bake those up as they are. So let's just throw these in here. Oh, I've got a little leftover baking tray for another project. I'll just move it down. Alright, bake away, guys. Alright, and these ones are happily swimming in their jacuzzi. I'm going to give these guys some maximum time out there. In fact, I'm going to go down to a simmer, a little bit above a simmer, and let those guys cook really well. Alright, this has been Dave from Dave's Vegan Kitchen. Hope you're not afraid to try cooking up some seitan. This is the first of many experiments for us, and we've got a lot of product here now that we've just put together that we'll be able to experiment with all week. So healthy food, maybe not the best if you're on a reduction diet, but it's all good food. So take care, see you next time. Aloha. Hey, welcome back to the unplanned part 3. We left you at the end with things a bit up in the air. We weren't sure exactly how we're going to finish off this Seitan, but I've been doing a lot of taste testing in between time. And so what I decided to do is keep the ones that were boiling, the second batch. I kept them boiling, so I got the rest of that pasta sauce, the tomato pasta sauce, and I threw it in. And so I got a nice deep pot going here. Sorry, I can't show you more deeply into there. And one thing I noticed is the longer you let it boil, the bigger and spongier these chunks became. So we got a much lighter, fluffier density of these. And so I decided I was just going to let these simmer away, and we're just giving them a long cooking time. I don't think you can overcook it. So now it's really the phase 2 of the cooking. It's the infusing, and this can actually turn into like more of a stew. I could even add more veggies. And the other thing that we did was in the oven here, we threw some in the oven. And these are definitely all ready to come out. Come here. Boom. Okay, and these crisped up nice. Ooh, watch out, this is a hot ass. And so we baked those up real well. And you can see there, bake them up. You know, and I could throw a glaze on those. You know, for example, it's because I'm about to eat one. You know, like gluten-free orange, gluten-free, it doesn't really matter at this point, is it? Asian glaze. Okay, I've got some that sauce to try it with. I'm going to do this sauce. And we'll do a little taste testing here for you guys. No extra charge. Okay, let's do the baked one. Look at these, they just look like little sweet and sour pork or something. Boom. Dump that one in that orange sauce. This is baked Seitan, so it's boiled first, then baked Seitan with a little orange glaze on it. Tastes very good. A little bit dry, if anything. Here, I'm going to double dip it in that tomato. Very good. Okay. Another one of these taste tests just to be sure. Awesome. Okay. Better save a little bit for my wife. Okay, and just to prove to you that we are going to eat this other one, let's get a good one here. I already ate the biggest one that had expanded the most. You know, I could pull it out officially with a little pasta spoon there. This is the one that's been simmering a long time in the tomato soup stew stock. Very nice. Okay, second bite of that one to confirm. Beautiful. Okay, well, there you have it. The final ways to finish off the cooking. A couple of suggestions for you. Baking or stewing and simmering long term. in the stock and turned it into like a stew. Alright, this has been Dave signing off. That's it for Seitan cooking today. Enjoy.